Deep in the province of Buenos Aires, Argentina, more than 530 kilometers from the capital, lies a place that defies logic and shakes the senses, a prosperous tourist town that one day disappeared under the waters in a supernatural event. Today, we invite you to enter the mysterious ruins of the former Villa Epecuén and explore the haunting cemetery that emerged from the depth of the lake. Decades ago, Villa Epecuén was a place of splendor, founded in 1921 on the shores of a beautiful lake. This picturesque Argentine town became a renowned tourist destination, attracting nearly 25,000 visitors each summer. Its hot spring and its natural beauty made it a favorite among national and international tourists, even becoming the refuge of choice for celebrities looking for a quiet and peaceful escape. It was November 10, 1985, in one of the worst floods in the history of Argentina. The waters of the lake grew out of control and began to invade the town. What was once a paradise turned into an aquatic nightmare in a matter of days. Houses, streets, and businesses were submerged under the murky waters, and the population had to hastily evacuate, abandoning their homes and belongings. The desperate inhabitants tried to stop it with bags of sand and burlap. Evacuation became imminent as power went out and drinking water ran out. What was meant to be a tourist season at its height turned into a nightmare of epic proportions. Hotels that had been painstakingly renovated were submerged in a sea of despair. In less than a month, Epecuén became a ghost town as the water continued its advance for years. By the winter of 1993, the town was submerged under 7 meters of salt water. For 2 decades, the lagoon swallowed every corner of the town. The city, once teeming with life, had been transformed into a submerged world, like a scene out of a science fiction movie. As the water flooded every corner of Epecuén, the town sank into oblivion. The structures were submerged for years, and flora and fauna began to claim their territory. The ancient beauty of the place was buried under the water, turning Villa Epecuén into a kind of modern Atlantis. But what happened next is beyond explanation. Coffins began to emerge on the surface of the lake, an overwhelming sight that left everyone perplexed. It is estimated that at the time of the flood, the small local cemetery housed around 7,000 bodies in vaults, niches, round, and ossuary. However, decades later, most of these deceased lie unidentified, lost in oblivion and abandonment. It was a grim reminder of the scale of the tragedy that had befallen this community. The graves, many of them broken or open, revealed the anguished effort of people to recover their loved ones from the water. The lake had reached such alarming levels that some families found a desperate solution to save the remains of their loved ones. They ventured up to the roof of the mausoleums, which miraculously remain above the water, in search of consolation and final farewell. Desperation and the urge to reunite with their loved ones led them to undertake this risky practice. However, this task was not easy. Witnesses remember feeling the impact of coffins trapped between the niches and the water, as families struggled to free them from their water trap. In an already heartbreaking contest, these moments were especially challenging, but the determination of people to say a dignified goodbye to their loved ones prevailed over risk and trauma. Taking advantage of the situation of anguish of their relatives, an obscure black market began to emerge in the shadows of Epecuén. Unscrupulous people ventured in search of the bodies in the cemetery and delivered them supposedly identified, as if the line between life and death had become blurred in that place. This practice, while morally questionable, reflected people's desperate desire to find their loved ones and close the painful chapter of the flaw. The situation became more and more uncontrollable. Nature, in her relentless indifference, was not helping at all. The water had sunk the cemetery almost 10 feet below the surface of the lake, and coffins were escaping through walls and doors that gave way under the pressure and corrosion caused by the salinity of the water. It was a heartbreaking and disturbing spectacle, turning the cemetery into a nightmare scenario. The community and the authorities faced a distressing dilemma: how to deal with this grim legacy of Epecuén tragedy. The search to identify the deceased became a priority, and formal procedures were established to deal with recovered human remains. The town struggled to come to terms with its past as it tried to find a new identity amidst the ruins and the dark memories that surfaced along with them. Boats were sent to search for floating coffins. More than 150 were rescued, but who was inside was never known. Epecuén became an enigma that defied any logical explanation. For decades, Epecuén remained underwater, forgotten by the outside world. However, in recent years, it has slowly re-emerged from its slumber. As the water receded, the ruins emerged, revealing the silent history of the town's past splendor. Over time, as the community strove to rebuild their lives, the cemetery became a place of reflection and homage to the victims of the flood. Broken tombs and damaged mausoleums have stood as a testament to the resilience and spirit of the community that, despite everything, had found the strength to move forward and preserve the memory of those dark times.